The challenges we are facing are huge. These waves of change threaten our way of life. A broken economic system, job losses, resource scarcity, rising prices. The levels of anxiety are growing. Sometimes change is really gradual and things move forward in very predictable ways. And sometimes, like now, change can be sudden and disorientating. How do I cope? How do I develop my resilience to thrive in these difficult times? The waves are getting bigger, but what should I do? How can I be a catalyst for change?
Resilience is about recovering from shocks and adapting to change. We can think of resilience at personal, community, and global levels. On a personal level, we know facing challenges is not easy. Personal resilience can be described as our ability to cope with shock. It is an active process of self-righting, involving feeling in control of life, getting fit, and being positively engaged in community life. These challenges can feel overwhelming. Here's a model for how we typically respond to shock or bad news. Faced with difficulties, we often completely refuse to accept what is actually taking place.
No, this is not happening. Not to me. No way.
Then we typically look for someone to blame.
I can't believe they did this to me. It's just not fair.
Bargaining follows.
Please, I'll do anything.
And then depression.
Oh no, I'm doomed.
And then finally, acceptance.
Okay, it is what it is. Let's see what I can do.
Having a model helps us to know what to expect. We all go through these stages. The more resilient we are, the more chances we have of bouncing back quickly from difficult experiences. We know too that good food, keeping fit, and daily relaxation practices all help us stay healthy and as resilient as we can be.
The key thing is we are not on our own. We face the same challenges as many other people, and the biggest single difference starts to happen when we face them together. Even the strongest, most resilient individuals rely on good friends and strong relationships when times get tough. With a little ingenuity and collaboration, we could probably surf even the most mighty waves of change and figure out how to thrive in these uncertain times. Learning how to surf these waves is what resilience is all about. But how do we manage the changes rather than letting the changes manage us? How do we do this together?
Community resilience is about finding a positive way to face change together. It is about building on a community's strengths and realising that people are the greatest asset a place has, and we need more change makers, placemakers, and social entrepreneurs. A resilient community is full of diversity, where all kinds of people trust and collaborate with each other. Through high levels of creativity and even fun, a community can break through to new levels of resilience. It is about building social capital, the glue that holds communities together. Bonding capital is about feeling a shared sense of belonging in a place. It's our closest friendships with the people who we know will be there no matter what happens. Bridging capital is about connecting with others across the community, making sure that everyone's skills, talents and perspectives are available in the effort of building resilience. Linking capital is about connecting with other communities and sources of support. Places with strong linking capital are confident that they can call on outside help when it's really needed.
So, social capital is like an unbreakable fabric that weaves communities together. When we share a common cause and vision of what is possible, we can change anything. So, where do I start? How do I make sure that my community has the ability to get by in times of abrupt change? And is a brilliant place to live? How do I know whether my community is resilient or not?
Many communities are naturally resilient. After all, they have survived many changes down the generations. But in recent decades, we have become over-dependent on a model of economic growth and cheap fossil fuels. This era is now coming to an end, and we need to prepare ourselves to avoid breakdown. The idea we can bounce back to something approximating normal doesn't work well in this new context. Instead, we need to make a step change to break through to significantly greater levels of resilience. A breakthrough community anticipates and responds to shocks through coordinated, collective actions toward a commonly agreed vision of a better future. The Transition Towns process is already bringing people together who are learning to do just this.
Wow, I can be part of this movement to build livable communities and cultivate a sustainable planet. Transition initiatives and people the world over are supporting their local economy and developing all sorts of sustainability projects. So, we can build our resilience by future-proofing buildings, powering down and generating our own energy, and growing our own food and supporting local producers. And by strengthening our local economies and introducing all kinds of other initiatives. We are all global citizens and the crew of this planetary home we share. Don't be a passenger. Let's engage with the change initiatives that are going on locally and share what works globally. I can do this. Let's surf these waves.
Waves, like the challenges we face, come in all shapes and sizes, and riding them will require the skills and attitudes of a good surfer. Before paddling out, an experienced surfer will have first observed the sea, checked the wind, and identified where the easiest place to paddle out might be. It's the same for resilience building. We need to see clearly the challenges we face and the best way to do things differently. Surfers don't really practice, they learn in action or by doing. They build their competency and skills through the experience and the enjoyment of surfing itself. Early on, learning to surf takes a lot of focus and concentration, until one day your body just knows what to do. Changemakers too can learn the knack of great timing and an ability to respond to opportunities as they arise. This go for it approach is about learning from mistakes and learning how to go with the flow, working with nature, not against her. The secret of a wave rider is a deep awareness of natural systems and the skills and tools to deal with uncertainty. Likewise, you, as a catalyst for change, can develop an almost effortless ability to adapt and build resilience.
Yeah, I get it now. Creating resilience is up to us, and we can't rely on experts to tell us what to do when we're out in the waves. It's about courage and creativity. It's about really trusting and helping each other bring forward our best skills and talents. We don't really know how things will turn out, but we shouldn't let a good crisis go to waste. These times are a once-in-a-species opportunity for change. Go for it.